it's Jessii Vee. It is so dark and scary out today. It's foggy, rainy, stormy. But you know what? It's kind of a good mood for today's video, right? It's like the weather knows I'm filming. Alright, so we're just gonna jump right into today's very strange video. We're gonna be talking about phenomenons around the world, which I know you guys love, but we're gonna be starting off with the green children. Now, we've talked about black-eyed children, children on milk cartons, ghost children. We've talked about a lot of children. But today we're going that one step farther because they are green, ladies and gentlemen. And the story about them will absolutely creep you out because when I was researching for this video, I was so creeped out. Especially researching at like midnight. That's never a good idea. Also, just want to give you a quick reminder that the Christmas mystery boxes are only going to be available until December 10th. So that is like 2 weeks away. So if you would still like your box in time for Christmas and before it gets removed from the website, definitely check out the link down below. I promise they are filled with magical, wonderful things that I love. Alright, so let's get right into this. The green children were two children who suddenly appeared in the village of Woolpit in Suffolk, UK in the 12th century. So this happened quite a long time ago. So imagine this in your mind right now. You're chilling in the town doing your daily routine and suddenly these two kids just walk through the town with green colored skin. These children happen to be brother and sister. Their appearance was normal in all other areas. They looked human physically. It's just that their skin shone with this bright green. Now, the creepier part is that they started speaking an unrecognized language. It was something no one had ever heard before. And something else that was weird was that they refused to eat any of the food the townspeople were offering them. Because these people were worried about these children, like where's their parents? Why are they here by themselves? Why do they look so sickly in appearance? The only thing they wanted to eat was beans right out of the ground. So these people watched as these two green children went over to the field full of beans in the ground and literally stuck their mouths into the soil and started eating the beans. After living with these townspeople for a couple years, they finally began to eat real food. And as they ate real food, their green skin color slowly faded away. They were taught English, and eventually they were able to give an explanation as to how they appeared in the town and why they were green. They explained that they came from the land of Saint Martin, which they described as a very, very dark place because the sun never rose past the horizon. They claimed the entire town was inhabited by green people. They said the day they arrived in this new town, they were tending their father's herd when suddenly they saw this bright beam of light. Along with the light, they heard the sound of loud bells ringing. So they basically followed this light and the bells and it led them to this town in the UK. So obviously when they heard this explanation, they were totally baffled. I mean, it sounded absolutely crazy. There are some theories about who these children were. Some people say that they were Hollow Earth children or parallel dimension children or maybe even extraterrestrial children. People just thought they couldn't have been of this world. The way they were describing where they were from, it sounded like a whole other planet. Now, there is a logical theory that does go with this story. Some people say they were suffering from hypochromic anemia. Basically, the condition is caused by a very poor diet, so you're not getting enough of the foods you need for your body, and that would affect the color of your red blood cells, changing your skin to a greenish tone. So the logical explanation would just be that they were malnourished, but some people say no, they were definitely not of this world. And what's creepy is that their case is not the first time that ever happened. There are multiple accounts of green children throughout history that have shown up in different places around the world. And most people are afraid of them because there's something they don't understand. And what's even creepier is that there are tons of historical writings of people saying do not let them in your house and do not communicate with them. Like, there's so many warnings because people really feared them, and honestly, it's a pretty spooky story. So let me know your thoughts on the green children down below. And now we're gonna move on to the next phenomenon. Our next story is about a gorilla named Coco that had very deep conversations with people. And you might think, Jessii, gorillas don't talk. No, she was actually taught sign language, so she was able to communicate with different people about what was going on in her mind, which not many animals get a chance to do. And one day, Coco had a conversation with one of her caregivers about death. And this conversation really surprised them. What happened was this caregiver brought out a fake skeleton and showed it to Coco and said, "Is he alive or dead?" And Coco signed, "He is dead." And then the caregiver asked, "Where do animals go when they die?" And Coco said, "They go to a comfortable hole in the ground." And that absolutely stunned them because they had never spoken to Coco about what happens when you die or what death even is. And it just shows how smart Coco was and actually knows like the concept of death. It was crazy. All right, let's move on to the next phenomena. This is the unsolved mystery of the spaceman photo. When Jim Templeton took some photographs of his 5-year-old daughter in the summer of 1964, he did not realize that this one photograph would gain worldwide attention. The photograph contained a picture of his daughter, like he expected, but it also came with what looked like a spaceman standing behind her. And according to her father, there was nobody around when this photo was taken. Since then, a number of theories have been formed about this photograph. Like, there has been logical explanations like, oh, maybe someone just happened to walk by while you were taking it. Other people say it's a sign that there's life beyond Earth. Some people say it's something paranormal. Scientists have never been able to prove that this photo was fake. And especially because in 1964, people didn't have the editing tools for photographs like we do now. So that makes it even more believable, but let me know what you think. Next, we have a painting of a UFO from the 15th century. This painting is called Madonna with Saint Giovanni, and this painting has been the center of a debate for years and years, like hundreds of years. Ancient alien theorists believe there is a clear UFO in the background of the sky. And what's creepy is that other historical paintings around this time also have depicted strange objects in the sky. So alien theorists are saying that aliens have been coming to our planet and interacting with humans for millennia. So maybe back during this time, they showed up more often? I mean, what do you guys think? The fact that there are multiple paintings showing what looks like UFOs is kind of unsettling. Next, we have Eternal Flames Falls. Now, I'm excited about this because this phenomenon is not too far from where I live. I mean, don't get me wrong, it would take me like 5 hours to drive there, but it's not like it's across the world, so I kind of want to go here now. At the heart of this waterfall, there is a small flickering flame that is caused by a natural gas pocket. And people literally travel here and hike around this waterfall to view this ongoing fire behind the water. It's apparently a very strange vibe and sight while you're standing there. It almost seems magical, and that's why there actually are so many legends surrounding this forest. So many people have had sightings of elves in this forest. There have been other unknown, unnatural creatures that have been spotted there as well. The falls just kind of remain a mystery to science and to everybody. And I honestly think it would be so cool to go visit, but they do say that you cannot go off the hiking trail because apparently the trail gets really dangerous and so many people have fallen off cliffs and have had really terrible accidents, have gone missing, so stay on the trail if you're going there. Next, we have the Hook Island sea monster. While on a boat trip with his family in the summer of 1964, Robert Lee Surrick saw a creature in the Australian waters that appeared monster-like in size. So he took this photograph, which has become extremely famous. Once again, this was back in 1964 when not a lot of people had the ability to easily edit photos this well. The creature is described as being 80 feet in length. It has serpent-like features ears and eyes on the top of its head. The creature quickly became known as the Hook Island Monster. Some people have debunked this photograph and theory, but this legend still lives on, and you'd be surprised at how many people actually do believe this. Okay, we have one more interesting fact before we go. I'm going to show you the darkest substance in the universe. This is the darkest color black that has ever been created. It is called Vantablack, and even looking at it through your computer screen, you're not seeing the true blackness of it because the screen changes the color a little bit. Vantablack is a nanomaterial that is darker than any other substance on Earth. It was developed in the UK by Surrey Nanosystems in 2015 and is actually a collection of vertical carbon tubes that are grown on a substrate. There's a lot of scientific words in there, but like I'm kind of understanding. Vantablack absorbs 99.98% of the light that hits its surface. This means that the human eye technically sees nothing when it looks at Vantablack, making it the closest thing to staring at a black hole. That is so creepy to me. And even looking at the photograph, even though it's not what it looks like in real life, it still looks really, really dark, so that's spooky. Anyways, so guys, those are all the phenomenons that I'm gonna talk about today. If you like this phenomena sort of series, definitely give this video a thumbs up because there are so many crazy things from around the world that I can talk about. And don't forget that the Christmas mystery boxes are off the website on December 10th, so get them while you can, link down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!